Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. It's an open the box and it's an unboxing of another game in the great battles of the American Civil War. It is, of course, Into the Woods, the Battle of Shiloh, April 6th and 7th, 1862. Game design is by Dick Whitaker, using a series design, of course, from Richard Berg, and published by GMT Games. So, what's all this about? Into the Woods is the 8th instalment in the Great Battles of the American Civil War series. It depicts the pivotal Western theatre Battle of Shiloh, also known as Pittsburgh Landing. This is the battle in which General Albert Sidney Johnston cast caution to the wind and launched the rebel army of Mississippi in a desperate surprise attack on Grant's army of the Tennessee, before Buell's army of the Ohio could reinforce it. The novice soldiers and amateur leaders of the two similarly sized armies grappled desperately in what became the bloodiest battle of the war so far. Shiloh determined not only the fate of central Tennessee, but that of both army commanders. If U.S. Grant had lost here, theatre commander Henry Halleck would likely have relieved him of duty, removing the North's most valuable army leader, with dramatic effects on the remainder of the war. If A.S. Johnson had won, he would have regained a good part of Tennessee as well as his reputation. He knew this was a desperate gamble and risked all, including, ultimately, his life. Into the Woods contains 10 scenarios, both historical and hypothetical, ranging from small brigade action on an 11 by 18 scenario map to the 2-day battle played across 2 full-sized battle maps. Experienced players will be able to play several small scenarios in one sitting. Hypothetical scenarios include the most likely what-ifs: a last desperate attack on the landing on the evening of the first day, a more effective Confederate deployment at the start of the second day, and a Confederate attack a day early, maximising surprise. The game rules reflect many of the unique conditions at Shiloh, including Johnston's leading from the front lines, Union surprise, friendly fire, Confederate plundering of camps, and the importance of the terrain on movement and combat. So here's an example of the map and the counters, and in the box we've got 2 full-size game maps, 2 small scenario game maps, 4.5 counter sheets, 1 battle book, 1 GBACW series rule booklet, 1 turn record track, 2 efficiency stroke activation sheets, 2 terrain effects chart stroke disorder charts, 2 combat tables folders, 2 battle event stroke ammo resupply charts, 1 alert schedule stroke roar of battle, and 2 10-sided dice. And the credits: game design Dick Whitaker, developer and co-designer Bill Byrne, researcher Albert Smith, art director Roger B. McGowan, game map Charlie Kibler and Dick Whitaker, and production coordinator Tony Curtis. 1 to 4 players, playing time 3 to 8 hours, and ages 14 plus. And on the scales here we've got complexity at 7 out of 9 and solitaire suitability 7 out of 9. Okay, let's get the shrink wrap off. The shrink wrap is off. It's a sturdy 2.5-inch box. So, let's open the box. First thing we see is the battle book, and underneath the rule book. So let's have a look at those first. Here's the series rule book, and it is the new 2021 edition and comes in at 44 pages, full colour and matte paper. And if you're used to this series, the format looks the same. I won't go through it all, but these little icons here show you where the new rules have come in. So if you're familiar with the series rules, you just need to make yourself aware of the updates that happen in this rule book. But it looks very nice indeed. There we go. Is there an index? Yes, and an index in the back. Them's the rules. Here's the battle book, and this comes in at 56 pages. Quite a bit of it is to do with the game's specific rules. And then I think here we are, page 13, scenario 1. With the setups for both sides. Yeah, I like the way they've done this. There we are. This will keep you busy. I won't go through it all. I'll give you that pleasure when you get the game. What have we got here? Just some sort of designer notes. Yes, lovely. Bibliography, designer notes. Again, love it with these photographs and illustrations. There we are. Next, we've got 4.5 sheets of counters. Here's the first sheet. They're 1/2 inch on the thicker brown core. And the other side. Counter sheet 2. And the rest of the sheets are mainly admin counters. Sheet 3. And just to finish off, here's the 1/2 sheet. Next we have 2 copies of this bifold player aid card. So let's have a look at one of those. So on the front we've got the rally table, the loose cannon, brigade orders, change table and the brigade coordination table. In the middle 2 pages we've got the range effects chart, the stacking limits chart, the non-phasing fire and the fire table here. And on the back, the shock resolution table with the adjustments, the shock resolution procedure, defender pre-shock DRMs and the odds ratio DRMs benefit. Here we've got 2 more copies of another single sheet handout. And this is the dreaded second disorder table. If you happen to get disordered again for whatever reason, bad things will happen. And on the other side, the terrain effects chart. 2 copies of this handout, which has on one side the battle events chart. And on the other side, something I don't think is in Death Valley, the other game I have in the series, ammo resupply. an alert schedule for the April 6th historical scenario. And on the other side, rules for Union Brigade missions. And here we've got the turn track, victory point track, and the abandoned artillery holding boxes for scenarios 1 to 9. And on the other side, a similar thing, but for scenario 10. And here's the Union AM sheet. And one for the Confederates. And the last thing in the box, apart from two thematically coloured D10s, are the maps. So let's have a look at those. Here's one of those smaller scenario maps they mentioned for scenario 2, Sound the Long Roll, which has of course a very small footprint. And on the other side, one for scenario 6, the Sherman-McClernand counterattack. Here's the first of the bigger maps. This is the north map, and the other map joins on, of course, down the bottom here. But there are scenarios that use just one map. And don't forget, you've got a couple of those small maps to do the scenarios on as well. But here we are, we've got the terrain key. And over here, the battle events chart and the ammo resupply. We have the Tennessee River here, with Snake Creek joining it, and the Pittsburgh landing here. Let's have a close-up. Nice looking map. Here we can see the Russian tenant field. Here are some Federal camps. And down here at the south end of the map, we can see Cloudfield with some more Federal camps. Those are actually infantry camps. And here's the southern map, joining on from the other one up here, with the river in the corner here, Brown's Landing and the Upper Landing. Lots of woods, of course, clues in the title, but we've got lots of farmers' fields by the looks of it. Rear Field, Lost Field, Barnes's Field, Davis Wheat Field. Up the top here, some more of those Federal camps. A quick close-up of that one. It is a nice looking map. And here's a close-up of the Rear Field, Lost Field and Barnes's Field. And here we are down at the southern edge of the map with some denser forest and hills and the like. And Bark Road going all the way along the southern edge. Them's the maps. So this has been an Open the Box, an unboxing of a brand new game. It is Into the Woods, the Battle of Shiloh, April 6th and 7th, 1862. Game designed by Dick Whitaker from a series designed by Richard Berg and published, of course, by GMT Games. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did and you haven't done so already, as I always say, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help. Pushing the like button of the video helps as well. And if you want to be informed of other content the channel uploads, then push the bell. Leave a comment. I've played a bit of this series and I did enjoy it. It's quite involved, but what do you think? Let me know. I love to read them. Thanks as always to my subscribers. Thank you very much. And one last thing, if you wish to support the channel a little bit further, well, now you can buy the channel a coffee. And all those coffees go towards maintaining the channel and enabling it to continue to upload new content. If you wish to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description, and thank you. So, until next time, as always, you take care and goodbye.